Oh, shush, Watson. Why do you always must complain? All right, so now we've got to make some more deductions. Let's see. Strength requirements. What about we do that and pin to the wall? There we go. Feat of strength. It requires a much greater strength than that of the average man to be able to pierce a man's chest with a harpoon all the way through to the wall. A degree of skill would most likely be necessary. Two men in cooperation might achieve the same result. There is a remote possibility that an unskilled and untrained man could manage to pin Peter Carey to the wall with a harpoon. Alright, so I think it was a feat of strength though. Oh, I see how this works. Right. Now let's go back there again. Okay, so I guess I need to figure out one more thing. Let's get out of here. What do I want to check? John Nelligan seems not to be a usual thief. What is his role in all of that? And investigate the murder of Peter Carey. So we're doing all that. Not quite sure where we should go off next. Let's have another look over here. There's nothing that can really help us with this pig, is there? That rope or anything? Nope. Alright. So we open up that door, and I'm assuming we'll go to Scotland Yard and we'll go talk to that guy again. The main suspect at the moment, which something tells me he's not the actual guy that did the crime. But
Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Alright, he's obviously lying about that. What is the answer? The profile of the victim, father's jacket, rings, and engraving.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
We will indeed. Alright, so now I think what we should be doing is get some more deductions going on, I think. Alright. So we've chosen something there. Let's get out of here. Where do I want to do? Or what do I want to do now?
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least...
This is where I keep my post. That is not the one I need. Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Alright, so painfully, the one thing that I needed to do was go into my room and find a newsletter or newspaper.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
So don't want to do anything over there. Let's go now back to our young suspect, who is over in Scotland Yard. Shouldn't really be all that hard to get to him. But boy, that was very, very confusing because I didn't really know what to do. But there were only 3 locations which we could go to: Scotland Yard and the place where the guy died. So I went to them and pretty much exhausted all options. I'll include where, like, some of the things that I've missed out on as well. Like, I missed out on a map as well, which didn't really tell us much. It was just from like Norway to Scotland, like a shipping line or something like that. Like a like the routes that he used to go on his whaling adventures or something like that. Oh well, let's go talk to this young John Nelligan. He'll no doubt tell us something. All right. No, he doesn't really tell us anything there. So, because we've already done all of that, let's get back out of here. Oh,
Well,
wait. Let's go talk to him again. Wait. There was an option, though. Yeah, there we go.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
He just doesn't like talking about that.
Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Definitely. It wouldn't be surprising if Joshua Nelligan, John Nelligan's dad, actually never went to Scotland.
What am I doing here?
Norway.
I've done nothing wrong.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is... let's open up this. And... oh, no. We don't want to exit. Open that back up. And go with the clues. Alright. So that didn't really give us any extra options. There's nothing really I can choose here. It's either a lucky throw or feat of strength. I have a feeling it's the feat of strength, though. Let's open the door then. And I guess there must be some other way, some other place which we have to go to. Not quite sure what it is yet, though. Let's see. Ship's log for the year 1883 might put some light on connection between Peter Carey. Ah, okay. So that makes it obvious where I've got to go, and that is Baker Street. Go back to the newspaper clippings and hope we'll find something there. Damn. Must be bloody painful being a investigator at this time in history, though. Having to have all those newspapers and store them away. I guess it pays off this game, though. And again, it is just a game after all. Oh, man. Alright.
"1883. That's the one I need.
Ah, that's what that book was there for.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Okay, well,
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
don't say any names there.
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual.
Okay.
Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
And I'm assuming that's where the whole story is going to go. Because I guess this will set the whole tone for the rest of the game. Pretty much how these games work. Alright, let's go check this out. So, we're going to find a use. Okay. And here we've got a task for Wiggins. Oh, that's actually really good how they actually show us like what we have to do with them. We still have to use our head, but it's pretty good. So we're going to find a use for a piece of a stock exchange certificate belonging to the Canadian Pacific Railway. Okay. So what that's telling me is we'll open this back up and we'll go open up the map, go to Scotland Yard, go to the evidence room, and in the evidence room there should be that, not the notepad because I don't think that'll help us, but there was something with CPR in the evidence room if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully we are on the right track now. Well, at least we've definitely progressed. So we're putting 2 and 2 together finally.
Locked.
Oh, right, that's not the evidence room. No wonder. I was going to say, why did these rooms just magically change? But alas, they had not. Alright, so obviously that's not green.
These are the suspects' belongings.
So that means we've got to look at something else, which... It's not this, is it?
I wonder if these are connected.
It was that. Okay. So CPR. See, here we go. 8532. Ah, then the numbers are 8532 as well.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Alright, so we've got to figure that out. But we've also got some extra evidence. So, missing papers. A stub of bond certificates found in the cabin proves that certificates for the companies listed in Nelligan's notebook had once been there. Okay. Ah, there we go. That's a bit of progress. And then they connect up together. Oh, this is really cool. So Nelligan's motive. John Nelligan could have been caught stealing the bond certificates. This might have been a motive for him to murder Peter Carey. Okay. This doesn't. What if I choose Lucky Throw? Oh, right. That helps us out as well. So I guess that was wrong. Solve the case by accusing those... Oh, that was a bit too quick. Alright, so Nelligan is guilty. John Hopley Nelligan murdered Peter Carey. This is proven by his dishonesty and the fact that he was at the scene of the murder. So we're going to condemn Nelligan. John Hopley Nelligan has been found guilty of the murder of Peter Carey. He must be punished by the law for this desperate crime. Or we can absolve him. John Nelligan is a victim of circumstance. His childhood was overshadowed by the loss of his father. He always dreamed of a reunion. To find out what had happened, he made a poor decision and so fell into trouble. Well, at the end of the day, he killed someone. It's kind of interesting that we get to be judge, jury, and almost executioner in a way, but we're going to condemn him. Confirm your moral choice. See what will happen now. I don't think you can fail it, but...
The case is solved. I am now ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who killed Black Peter?
Can't back out from it now, can I?
It was John Nelligan, Inspector.
I thought as much, but I failed to see his motive.
Revenge, Inspector. Black Peter possessed the bond certificates that had belonged to Nelligan's father, and young Nelligan wished to retrieve them.
Well then, I'll arrest this Nelligan. I don't fancy his chances of getting out of prison after this.
I will accompany you, Inspector. You are guilty of the murder of Black Peter. Confess now, and your punishment may be more merciful.
No, I didn't kill him.
Your motive? The valuable securities that Peter Carey stole from your father. Carey refused to return the bond certificates, and then he threatened you. You were afraid, and in your panic, you took the harpoon and made your lucky throw.
But that's not true.
You're a liar, Mr. Nelligan. It's all over now.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
Alright, so John Hopley Nelligan murdered Peter Carey and stole the tin box containing the bond certificates. This is proven by his dishonesty and the fact that he was at the scene of the murder. You have decided to bring him to justice. So we found 10 clues. The conclusion is Nelligan is guilty, and our moral choice was condemn Nelligan. We can also choose other endings. So that's really good, though, that they give us that option. And I do kind of feel bad for him, but it is a game, and the moral choices won't really have much of a burden on me. We can hold to check your conclusion may spoil game experience. Well, let's just YOLO that. Oh, wow. There were 16 clues. And Nelligan is guilty. So, okay. That's actually pretty cool. So at least we got the verdict right. So let's go accept that decision. Warning, you're about to finish the case. The save files for the case will be removed. Press no if you would like to select another moral choice. Press yes if you agree with the choice you have made and you are ready to start a new chapter. Wow. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the way the cases work in this game, though. So your ranking is Justice Seeker. That's right. Well, he did kill someone after all, so... Until next episode, though, guys, I'll see you later. And we'll start off with Chapter 2 very, very shortly.